When you have a hobby you're trying to turn into a career, it seems like it's gonna all be fun and games. It's not. Let's learn together as we navigate this bumpy road of business for collectibles. This is Paving Packstreet. Okay, for people who collect and people who sell, I'm sure you heard about this little app called Whatnot and how it's shaking shit up in the industry. Okay, so the overall goal of today's video is to give you, hopefully, a better view at which app you should primarily be selling on. I have mixed reviews of both apps, but there is one that I generally tend to sell on more. So let's get into pros and cons for both to help you better decide where you want to sell your products. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll go over the pros of Whatnot and how they contrast with eBay. And then I'll go over the cons of Whatnot, and we'll do the same thing. So the first thing is obviously the fast auctions that they have on Whatnot. You could go on there with 20 items and sell 20 items in literally 25 minutes. On eBay, what I've noticed for me is I don't have a successful auction if I'm not running it for, say, 5 days. In this business of collectibles, you don't really want your money to be tied up in stuff, long term. If a collection comes your way and you're like, shit, I just bought a collection, it's all listed, I have to wait 7 days before all these things sell so that I can recoup my money and go out and buy stuff again. It's much faster to sell on Whatnot, get a turnaround on your money, pack it, ship it out, and you're back at buying collections again in the next couple days. All right, so to sum that up, fast auctions on Whatnot. I haven't seen success on eBay with auctions less than 5 days. The next pro for Whatnot is going to be the quick payments. So as soon as your auction finishes, let's say you got 30 seconds on your auction, people are bidding. As soon as it finishes, you get a notification. This person's payment is successful or this person's payment has been denied, something like that. But you're getting that money pulled out of their account right away. So you're not waiting on it or hoping that they pay. You know what I mean? On eBay, you have the chance of putting up an auction, waiting 7 days, and the person who wins the auction could just say, I don't want to pay it. Or just go 5-6 days without paying it. You're sending them reminders. So that's another pro for Whatnot. Another pro that I want to talk about for Whatnot is there's like no likelihood that you're going to be getting scammed by buyers on there. It has not happened to me yet. I've sold over 1,000 items on Whatnot. They have a really good system of checks and balances for their customer service, for protecting their sellers. As you guys know, on eBay, I want to say like 90% of the time they're going to side with the customer. They don't even have to have a reasonable explanation. If the person wants their money back and they go through eBay, they're going to get their money back. That's not happening at Whatnot. After you sell it, after you ship it, if they have a problem with the product, they're contacting Whatnot, and Whatnot plays the middleman so that they can really make sure, does this person have a legitimate reason to be causing problems for this seller? Okay, now let's go to the cons of Whatnot. The first thing about Whatnot that I'm going to bring up that could be considered a con is also the quick auction times. You start your auction, you have 10 people, 12 people watching you. If there's only one person in there who's interested in the product you have running at the moment, it's only going to get one bid. You could set your starting price, but the whole reason for auction format is so that you're not charging buy it now prices at the start of the auction. I hope that makes sense. So if someone wanted to buy this item, they could just go to eBay and buy it for buy it now price. People go to an auction for the hope that they can get it for below the price or get a deal. There's been many times where I'll start an item and think that I'm going to have people in there to bid to hopefully get into a bid war, but it doesn't happen. Even if people were requesting it, sometimes they leave your auction and go look at something else, and then you run the item, it gets one bid, and you sell a $50 item for maybe 25 bucks. On eBay, you're more likely going to get a few people getting into a bid war because, you got 7 days or 5 days of people watching it and bidding. Usually happens like within the last hour, but you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so some of you guys are going to consider this a con. Some of you guys won't. But on Whatnot, you're going to need the customer service skills, and you're going to need a personality. So because you're live, you're streaming, you're interacting with people. People are constantly coming and going into your stream to buy. You're going to want them to stick around. So you're going to want to be an interesting person. Not to say that everybody who sells on there is interesting. I see people all the time who just sit there on their phone and run their items and they don't even really talk to people. But if you want a loyal following, I guess you could say, you're going to want to have a personality, which is a con for people. I tell people about the app and they say, oh, but I have to talk to people. A lot of people are not about the whole social media, building a following. So this could be a con for people. Just wanted to throw that out there. On eBay, it's not ever me having to rely on my personality or social media skills to sell stuff. It just sells on eBay. So that is a con for Whatnot, depending on how you look at it. Okay, the last con that I'm going to point out for Whatnot is going to be if a big channel happens to go live in the same product that you're selling, a lot of your people are going to leave or a lot of people aren't going to enter. With comic books mainly, it is hard to get views on Whatnot. There's a lot of big pages out there that have a huge following on Whatnot that people downloaded the app just for them. So I noticed when I first started, I was selling comics, I would get people in there, at least 15 to 25 people. Now, if I try to run a comic show, which I haven't because of this, if I try to run a comic show, I'm getting maybe 2-3 viewers tops, and I have good books. I'm not running dollar bin books. So I guess a good way to say it is that it's very competitive when you're going up against bigger channels who are gonna attract a lot of attention. And I'm not sure how Whatnot's algorithm works. I'm not sure if they put these big pages to be more visible. I don't want to say they do. I don't want to say they don't. But people with a bigger following take away from the smaller pages. So that could be another con. Like I said, on eBay, you don't have to worry about any of that. You list your item. If it's an item people are looking for, people are going to see it. Overall, what I've been using at this stage of my business is Whatnot. Because where I am, we're only 2 years in. I need the quick transactions. I need to be able to buy, sell, get my money, and go buy more. Once a business has enough traction to where they're not depending on a whole bunch of transactions very quickly, maybe we will start using eBay more to ensure that we get market value for everything we sell. Right now, it's more about us interacting with as many people as we can interact with and having a quick turnover. With that being said, I do find myself using Whatnot a lot more. I hope that this video helped you. I have other videos like this one right here where I tell you tips on buying collections for Funko Pops. Also have some on comic books. This channel is all about this stuff. And also we throw some entertaining videos in there too sometimes. Thank you so much for watching. Click that thumbs up button. I hope that you subscribe and I hope that you have a good mother